Hello, this is Gary the Coconut bringing you the game from the Coconut Tournament today. This is a game between me as Gary Coconut playing against Kohdez, the turquoise Protoss player. And while this game is getting started, I wanted to tell you what happened, so I'll put the production tab on so you can see what's going on. So this was the Coconut Tournament today, which was supposed to be a European tournament. And several people did show up. This was going to be a tournament on my live stream, and unfortunately I was a little bit misinformed, and I thought that if you, sorry I'm getting a little bit of lag, there's going to be a lot of lag in this game, just to warn you. I don't want to hear any whining about it. So where was I? Oh, so I was under the assumption that if you have a guest pass, you could register that guest pass on the European server, and then I'd be able to play on the European server. But hey, guess what? Blizzard keeps track of their key codes, and I now know that this key code is only in the North American server. So everybody's ready to go, and I am having some problems with my key code, and I now know it was because you can't do that. Sorry, a lot of lag. This game is going to be really glitchy, and that is because I was playing this game while streaming, and so it must have had some recording problems. So this game is pretty laggy, and it's encoded in the game for some reason. So you'll see that he is doing this irritating scouting in my base. I really don't want him to see what I'm going to do because it's not the normal opening that the majority of Zerg players do. He is spamming his APM. Pretty annoying. So anyway, back to the tournament. So what I did is I said, hey, is anyone in here on the North American server? We'll just change this into the North American tournament, and everyone in there was from European except for Kohdez, who was the only other player on the North American server. So we went ahead and said, okay, we will play a game and have some fun, and everybody from Europe can watch it. So tried to make the best of the situation. You'll notice I did start getting gas while the spawning pool was building, getting that early gas, but I want this scout out of here before I throw it on my roach warren so that he can't see what I'm doing. So I am forced to make 2 Zerglings to get rid of that probe, and let's see, yeah, he pulls that probe out of there, but it won't be enough. It'll take it out. So I'm worried that he's on to my strategy, because he did have that scout in my base so long. I didn't send a scout, you'll notice. I know where he is. I didn't suspect any cheese. Since I'm doing my own rush, I wanted as many workers as I could. I have my queen out, and the ideal situation is this queen gets the injection, and the injection finishes right when this roach warren finishes, but that has about 30 seconds left, and this has about 20, so it'll be pretty close. And while this is also building, I'm getting my overlords ready. Get 2 overlords out so I can go ahead and make as many roaches as I can. So you'll notice I have some additional supply. And as soon as that roach warren pops up, I go ahead and make 3 roaches, waiting for the larvae to come out. Now I have 4 roaches in production. I needed to save some minerals. But you'll notice I sent this overlord up here, and he is out there to see the high ground when I am ready to make my push. Sorry this game is so laggy. We're at about 3 frames per second. That's just terrible. I know the comments are going to be for this game. Yeah, and it's just because I was streaming at the time this game was played, so it had some problems with the recording of the game, I guess. It's happened before to me. Alright, so I am moving out with 5 roaches. Ideal, I want to have 7, but I don't want to wait any more because I know that he already knows that I am going to be rushing because his scout was there so long. You can see he's already preparing for it with his 4 gate. Warp is about finished. He has 3 gates on the way. My roaches are just about up there. I have 5 there, 6, and 7, 8. You'll notice the rally point is up there, 9. So they are rallied up there. Time to make my move. We'll see how this goes. Get up there. Oh, nice force fields. So I can't even see there. So I bring my Overlord in. Get him ready, but you'll notice that he's already getting more sentries. And for some reason they warp in with enough energy to do a force field. Kind of irritating. He does only have 3 gateways. He has a lot of minerals saved up, getting ready for that 4 gate push. I did need to bring, there's no reason that this Overlord needs to be over there. He should stay right over here. I just need to see the high ground. But I did send him in too much. I didn't get any damage done. Looking at the units lost tab, I am still in the lead, but only because I killed that probe. Unfortunately, that push was not successful. I didn't know they were out of force fields. I could have maybe ended the game right here. I have a lot of roaches, and he doesn't have that much, but I am supply blocked, and I didn't know that his he did have 1 force field left. I didn't know that he was out of force fields. I could have pushed the issue, but I didn't want to commit too much since I did lose that Overlord. That was a pretty big loss. And still going pretty well. He is getting ready to get his proxy pylon in place. So now my plan was to do a little bit of macro, get my drone count up. You'll notice that I'm very far behind in workers because I was rushing, and I used all my larvae on roaches. So now is the time to get those drones. You'll notice that my opponent has a lot of saved minerals. Doing a little bit of scouting. My scouting Zergling saw this rush. Going back to production, I am getting my Zergling speed because I'm probably going to need those Zerglings. Am I going to be able to hold this off? That's pretty good army. About equal in unit count. Some nice force fields blocking off these two, but they are able to range that. The force fields were a little bit late. I am focusing down the sentries because they are annoying. And I am trying to get rid of the Guardian Shield, but I keep shooting down the wrong sentries. So, tip of the day, you guys, the sentry is the one in the middle of the shield. That's the one you want. Alright, so now just getting this, and they are going to clean this up, just trying to get as much damage done as I can. And now there's only 3 stalkers left, so that wasn't too bad. It looks like I am going to be able to hold this off because I do have some more roaches on the way. You'll notice I'm doing good at keeping my minerals down. Supply blocked again, so irritating. He could snipe this Overlord too if he's paying attention, but he wasn't. He was getting his stalkers in place, but it looks like I'm going to be able to save that with 20. Ah! Psych. Alright, now nice force fields. See what this does is now I do not have the surface area. I can't get this around, but I still am able to do alright because of these roaches. And I am able to hold that off. Time to get rid of this pylon. So I do send everything I've got to go attack it. And apparently I should have attacked the units as well and let the roaches take care of the pylon, but I did not. And Kohdez is bailing. He is setting up this pylon. And I am still trying to work on my macro. You'll notice now the worker count is even, and we are about the same on the unit composition. Looking back at his base, he does have all his warp gates. One of his warp gates, I didn't mention this, one of his warp gates was late to warp. Maybe that's why his unit count is so high. He should be warping in a lot of zealots like he's doing. That roach is doing a little bit of scouting. And I do see that he's setting up shop there, so I want to get rid of that. I set up a spine crawler that I forgot about. I didn't even remember I had that. It must have died later on. Doing pretty good. On my injections, it looks like I missed one, and doing good on that one. So I did see that army, so I am getting a little bit of roaches built up in case he attacks. And this Zergling on the watchtower, I need to have my map control, but he's going to take care of that for me. And that Zergling doesn't have a chance. He wants the map control, but now that that Stalker and Zealot are out of the way, that is going to give me every advantage that I can get. He is out of force fields. He does have one left. He should use it. He could have done a very good choke there and really messed up my day. But choosing wisely to retreat, I would have killed him, and I should keep pushing the issue, but I'm not. I didn't know that I was so far ahead. You'll notice I am getting higher up in the worker count, but I am deciding to push this into a mid-game. So I am working on my macro, getting those units up, going back to the production tab, getting my evolution chambers, going to work on those upgrades. Evo chambers probably should go up a lot earlier than this. You'll notice I am getting a lot of minerals. Those could easily be used on upgrades. Let's see how he's doing on upgrades. None. That's fine. This is a low-level tournament. I forgot to mention that I am silver and Kohdez is gold leagues. I will post that in the top right corner. And I do have the watchtower, and I now have map control. He goes ahead and takes his third, and as we all know, an equal base Protoss and Zerg is in favor of the Protoss, but of course triple base is in favor to the Protoss, obviously. So I have to do something incredible to catch back up, or he is going to get much ahead of me. You'll notice I have +1/+1 on the way. He has his forge on the way, probably going to get his upgrades. And I have detection because I am aware that DTs are always an option for Protoss. And DTs, in my opinion, are the most annoying unit. So, making my move here with these Zerglings, I'm doing a little bit of scouting. I see that he has a lot of forces here, so I pull it out. I just want to, these Zerglings were just a scout. Hopefully I didn't lose too many. Let's see, there's no blood over here, so I don't think I lost any. Might have lost a few. And I did see that he hadn't had the gold yet. Yeah, that was just a scouting push. Hopefully he overreacted, worked in some units instead of getting tech. I'm getting a spore crawler again. That is for detection, and I thought, it's kind of funny, but I thought I saw a void ray. It must have been it warping and building, because I swear I saw a void ray. So I do overreact to that. I put a lot of spore crawlers up for tech that he did not even have. That's right, that is how good a player I am. I threw up all these spore crawlers, and I thought that he had void rays for the entire game. So because I saw those void ray, well, because I saw an imaginary void ray that didn't exist, I go ahead and throw up a spire, but luckily that ended up being a good idea. So he is, let's see how he's doing on the worker count. He is much ahead of me. He's been ahead of me pretty much the entire game. He has a lot of resources. I am also slipping on that, but now that I have my spire, I am starting to save some minerals for that tech. Using my Zerglings, always a good idea to be constantly using these Zerglings. I should have had these probably at the, as soon as I made them, should start breaking down rocks. So I break down these rocks. As soon as they're done, I need to break down these rocks. So since I did see that he was on a base, I thought it was a good time to expand. I did not know he was so far ahead in the worker count. But I am ahead in the army count, so I do have a bigger army than him. Looking at the production tab, he is getting +1/+1. I'm getting burrow, and I should be starting +2/+2 soon. And he has an observer. Those are irritating. I knew he had one, but I never knew where it was, and now I do. That's why I have my overseer here as well. So another thing that happened was, since I thought I saw a void ray and I didn't have any units, I made a ton of queens. You'll notice I now have 4 queens, and still in production. There's a queen coming, so that is 4 queens plus 2 more on the way, and that was to take care of that void ray that I thought I saw. But as you will see, Thermal Lance beginning, getting out of Colossus, and undefended rocks even here, so this third base is very vulnerable. I'm getting my third, but look, he's so far ahead in the mineral count. If you're that far ahead in the mineral count, just build a ton of zealots and build a lot of gateways. Hide the gateways. I don't care where you put them back here. And you can use them for scouting. Build warp-in units. Doesn't matter where you build them. Let me get rid of these health tabs. So now, because of that void ray, oh, these are hallucinated. Oh my goodness. So I did spend a lot of my energy killing these Colossus that I did not even know were hallucinated until this moment. So I was using the Queens and the Corruptors to kill these Colossus, and of course that was useless, but luckily I have so many roaches backing it up that I did just fine. I wish I had brought an Overseer as well to kill that Observer off. And you'll notice I did just fine with that attack. I love that he hallucinated some units. I fell for it. I focused down those Colossus. I would have had probably twice as many roaches here if I had known about that. But luckily the Queens were the ones that I was using to attack the Colossus, and they wouldn't have done very much in the battle anyway. So that worked out just fine. I am just kicking myself right now. You see, another lesson of the day, bring a Overseer. And he still has this third base, not getting any gas. No mind gas at all, even though he's had this for probably 10 minutes. And he is hurting on gas. It would help him a lot. What I think he should do is be working on those upgrades, even getting ones like this one, the shield, and throwing down another robo. He's got tons of minerals. Probably throw down another forge. Just using... He sees these corruptors, so he obviously stops building Colossus, and it wouldn't be very smart of him to. But I am getting an infestation pit, and that is so that I can get hive tech. Now what I'm doing right here is I'm just looking for a Colossus to snipe. I'm doing a little bit of scouting, seeing if he has any new tech, and he has Twilight Council, but he's not upgrading anything. But now I just want to snipe a Colossus, and I do, and then I bail. And I did lose a few Corruptors, but I was hoping just to snipe those Colossus. Maybe it was worth it, probably not. But now that I have... I need to be getting my hive tech. But what I like to do is I like to build several Corruptors. And again, I thought he had Void Rays, but I just scouted and I realized I saw a invisible, maybe a hallucinated Stargate. But I do like to build Broodlords out of those. So you'll notice my upgrades. I am going... they're finally getting the level 2 upgrades. And I am getting the melee attack, even though I have so many roaches. And that is for the Zerglings and for the broodlings that I am going to build. Once you have Spire Tech, what I like to do is use all my gas. You'll notice I'm doing a lot of saving up of my gas, only building Zerglings. I'm building a lot of Zerglings. And you'll see what I do here. Get rid of those health tabs. So now I'm doing a scouting, seeing if he has the gold. He doesn't have it, so I finally take care of this third expansion. And he does start breaking down those rocks. And unfortunately, he should have kept doing it, and he would have been able to save this, but he's not. Now he's attacking me, but it's too late. And oh, the High Templar. That is a lot of High Templar. Those are a lot of storms on the way. But he is not going to be able to save this expansion. I don't want to overcommit. I just want to do as much damage as I can and get out. And so as soon as I see this army move in, I get out of there, leave a few to distract him. And you'll notice that I did use these Zerglings to break down these rocks. Back when I broke down these rocks, I sent 3 Zerglings down here to break these down, so that was ready for me when I wanted to expand. So now I'm feeling pretty good because this base is mined out, so that's a 1 base Protoss, and this is about half mined out, versus a 3 base Zerg, and I do have the high yield. So I am feeling pretty good about myself. I am saving a lot of minerals, and that is again so that I can get Broodlords as soon as this Greater Spire is finished. And he sees that I am at the advantage, and so it's his time to move out. You'll notice I am almost double supply of him, so it's a good idea for him to move out using good use of those storms, killing all of my Zerglings. And if he lands one on my Corruptors, that will be devastating. These Queens doing pretty good. It's a good idea to have a few Queens in there. And if I had been using Transfuse, it would be even better. He did feedback those Queens and kill them off. Now morphing these Templars that are out of energy into Archons. Archons very effective against Zerglings. And so now this is not looking good for me, even though I was double the supply. He just has better unit composition over all my Zerglings. So I'm just stalling. I know that I have my Greater Spire on the way. It's almost finished, so right now my strategy is just to stall him, because I'm building a lot of Zerglings, just saving time. I'm not too worried about using a lot of these drones. I don't know if that's the best idea, but now look at this, 13 Broodlords on the way. Where are they? They're over here. I did send them back over here. And I just need to protect this. I did lose my gold, but I have plenty of saved minerals. I'm not too worried about the minerals anymore. I need gas now. Not pushing the issue, so he doesn't even know I have Broodlords yet, which was a good idea. So this is going to be a complete surprise to him. I do have this base going now. I did lose my gold, but he also lost his base here, but that's not really going to be an issue anymore. That is a lot of Broodlords. And he does have mostly, I'm even bringing some Zerglings along. I have a lot of extra minerals, not enough gas. So I am bringing extra units. I'm bringing Corruptors because I still thought he had a Void Ray around. Or Colossus or something. So, and I like to constantly bring, it's not good to have a lot of Broodlords without any other support. So I am bringing Corruptors in case he gets air. And Broodlords by themselves are easily taken down. But this is just going to do just fine. Let's see how many Broodlords that is. That is a bunch. 12. Now I am flying to the high ground. He has a lot of buildings here. I can just choke them off right there unless he has Blink. He does have Blink. So he is able to get up there. It does storm the Broodlords, but Broodlords are good against Storm. Broodlords are good against Stalkers as well because they can't move because they look like they get surrounded. Attacking the Broodlings needs to focus down the Broodlords. And he was able to kill several of them. Now down to 9. And if he can land a few good storms, he'll be able to kill several more. Now down to 6. I do focus down the High Templar though, because they are irritating. And this is not looking good for him. He has several units left, but he is just not going to be able to take care of these Broodlords. I did morph in some in a second. So now I'm down to 4. It's looking good for him. But, ouch. 6 more on the way. I kill the rest of his Stalkers. He has tons of minerals. Good gravy. 8,000. But Zealots don't do anything. So he was surprised. Throws down the GG. I was killing off all his pylons. Down to 29 supply. Throwing in a few Zerglings into the mix. So that was a good game. I'd like to thank Kohdez for playing this game with me today. Had a good time. And I also want to thank all the people that showed up for the Coconut tournament and who were not able to play. I apologize. But I think we still had fun. And Please subscribe to my channel if you want to hear the announcement of future tournaments. Hopefully they will go better, and we will actually be able to play some games. The first tournament I did went well and we had fun, and hopefully do it again. So, this is Gary the Coconut, and that's it.